There is a room in this story. Room that smells like polished wood and expensive cologne room, where 12 powerful people are sitting right now. 88ing to vote, waiting to decide whether to erase everything one man spent 30 years building. Side that room a hallway lined, with marble floors and framed portraits. He stands alone. No briefcase, oh note. No assistant whispering last-minute advice. You asked Hind in his right hand. Single-folded piece of papers. That paper is the same idea he wrote down 31 years ago on a cramped apartment, a kitchen table so old the legs wobbled when you breathed too hard. By the time you finish listening to this, going to understand something most people never do. Joe Nast suffer. A one simple idea, changed a bang industry and a life that almost never got started at first. Go bay back. He was 7 years old the first time he understood what no money really meant. No toy no new clothes. I owe money. A kind where your mother opens the free, stares for a full minute, closes it quiet lined where the lights go off at night. Nobody asks whiz mother worked 2 jobs, leaning offices before sunrise, serving food after sunset. She never complained. One on nights her hands shook from exhaustion. He would sit across from Hind and help him with his homework. She was good. Really good with numbers. Nobody ever gave her the chance to prove one night. Letter K. had applied for a small business loan. Simple-eyed. A laundry service, 3 years of saving. A handwritten plan, a fake number. He opened the letter. Pay bank said no explanation. Guidance. He folded the letter, ate it, walked to the stove, and kept going. He saw it 1 second. When her shoulders dropped, at moment changed every years later. And one would ask him, did you decide to go into banking? And he said, tonight the bank said no to my mouth. At 22, got his first job at a bangot as a manager. With a tighty the mail cart. Delivered letter body noticed him. But he noticed everything. Who got approved, who got rejected, who was respected, who was dismissed, watched. Vriden he went to night school. All year us rides at midnight, early mornings. Shortcut, excuses. He moved up slowly. Rueta entry, own procession finally, own review meeting at, where he saw a problem. A bank was rejecting good peep, not risky people, careless people like his mother one day. Did them quietly. His DESA number shocked him. How many of those rejected people would have actually paid back every loan? He picked up his pen, started writing. The idea was simple. Simper Bank was measuring the wrong thing. Measured what people only believed they should measure who people are. So he proposed a new system. More loan or people with no collateral. With 3 things: steady work history, rusted community referency, and accountability groups. Presented it. His supervisor listened, then said, "That's the most impractical idea I've heard in 20 years. Feelings, Aaron?" Collateral replied, "No. You can build a bank on there." Told him to drop it. He went around them, Wyatt carefully. He built a full proposal, years of data. Outcome people. 7 tippage report. He sent it to the regional VP. Weak nothing. Then a message. In the conference room at tall people waiting. Irios facian question. "And you prove this work?" he said. "Give me 6 months. He got 1 small branch. To one nobody cared about. He built the system. Then the dawned people came. Because of cause of trust. Month accord applications. 5 months. A default rate 6 months. Real proof. He walked back into that room with 1 page. The numbers spoke. A question came. How fast can you scale thee? Then the crisis hit. Anks collapse. Architects falling. Owns failing everyone except his. His loans helicos people don. He default on Diliadon. He walk away from trust. That wasn't emotion. That was date. Back to the boardroom. Wealth peep an empty chair. A vote was to remove him, and was to make him see there was a second vote. Kill his program. Keep Ive against him. 5 for him, all undecided on message. Ring the paypat, so why he stood in that hall wolding that folded page. Update reports is the original idea, eaten when he was nigh. He walked in, downfolded the paper, laced it on the table like handwriting. A bank said no to Momon, I grow up I will change that. Elo fair, rust peep. Look at who they are. A yes when others was silence. On silenen, pen no vote was cast. That night, did he celebrate. He drove home, at the same kitchen tape cross from his mother. He told her everything. He listened. Quietly she said, I always knew that letter wasn't the end. Aught was the beginning. And here's the truth most people miss. To was a genius in as it wasn't. That wasn't timing. Was one I didn't down held on to. Never abandon. No, the question is simple. What's your one idea? Are you willing to hold on to it long enough, or change everything?